again, and welcome back to Wingot Plays Oxygen Not Included, where we just got a new printable. Let's have a quick look. Let's get a couple of pips, that's fine. We are continuing on. We're trying to build our industrial sauna down here. I threw our liquid tepidizer, but it turns out it's not actually submerged in liquid, despite having 280 kilos on that tile. So we're still just trying to use the thermo aqua tuner. As it is, I believe the tepidizer only goes to 85 degrees anyway. We're already getting reasonably close to that temperature while sucking the heat out of the oil biome here, which is still sitting at about 40 degrees. So we're doing reasonable there at trying to pull up the heat. I might actually need to pause this at some point if they're still working on getting the steam turbines in place. But I think I've got everything ready. I've got a power line which has been built, has not been built the whole way. We need that piece at the top built, but once we've got that power line, then the steam turbines will be able to pull the power out of these steam turbines. We also have a liquid output for each of our turbines, and we have a cooling loop going for the turbines, which then needs to come back down. Yeah, that'll do. Put it there, make that insulated, yep, and disconnect those. Is there... Yes, good, there's a job to make those. Now, I want you to make that so we can get rid of those ladders and so we can build the steam turbine. Come on, Dupeflix. It's not the hardest job ever. All you're doing is building a piece of heavy watt wire. I guess you're probably having to bring copper in from somewhere else. There you go. Thank you, amoxicillin. Amoxicillin often seems to be the one doing the important jobs. Okay, so we get rid of these couple of ladders. Deconstruct. Get rid of both of those ladders. Perfect. And then we can put our last steam turbine in here as well. And let's just check that that's all hooked up correctly. Okay, so we can now pipe cold water in, and we can take the hot water out. So our radiator here looks like it should be working, so it's just going to be a matter of... Let's see what we can do about making a gap here so that this can then just go straight down. In fact, easiest is probably to do this. And of course, they build the bit I don't want them to build, that I've only just told them to make, rather than doing the builds that have been sitting there for a while and that are high priority. Good. Now, steam turbine's done. We've got a way of putting gas in there. We want to put some hydrogen in there to try to keep the place cool. We have a ladder of insulation. We've got power connected. We've got our cooling system set up. I think at this point it's power is not connected. Someone make this heavy watt wire. Osteoprotection, good job. And then close this off before this gets... It's gone up 10 degrees just in that time. That's crazy how quickly this heats up. Awesome. Anyway, come on. I need you guys to do this. People are coming in. Fine. And then the next question is, where do I get hydrogen from? There's bits of hydrogen over here that I could potentially try to bring across. There is plenty of hydrogen up here. So I think maybe we pop a gas pump up here to try to suck out that hydrogen. Ooh, it's straight down here. Boom. And then it's just going to need a power wire as well. Good. Carbon dioxide, rising pressure. Overpressure, yeah, good. I think this carbon dioxide vent we're just going to seal in and not use. I am wondering though, is there a hydrogen? There is a hydrogen vent. There's a whole lot of hydrogen sitting here that we could potentially use. That's right. Why is there so much here? This is not cold enough. Because these turbines are too hot. And so we're not able to cool this hydrogen down. Well, actually, we've got this cooling line here. Why don't we... Oh, don't want to go through that scorched area. Why don't we rebuild this so that... Yeah, get rid of those. Put that to there. Because what I'm thinking is, if we rebuild this, then we'll be able to grab pull the heat out of here, get this area working, because it's been broken for quite some time. I have just been ignoring it, but we've got a cooling loop already built. Let's use it. Okay, let's go there. And then that one goes there. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. They should be able to reach all of that. And they're already here trying to build it. Perfect. Now, let's see. How do we do this? Well, first up is they get rid of all of those. Now let's double check it. That's sealed. That's all basically ready. And I just need hydrogen up here was the goal. And hydrogen up there, hang on. Okay, I don't think they can get to that bit. Yeah, we'll just throw some random ladders around and we can then worry later on about the details. Overheats at 75, okay. In fact, this area shouldn't ever get super hot. If it does, we can worry about it then. So let's get rid of this bottle emptier so that we can put a heavy transformer there and run. In fact, we're probably just going to use heavy wires as the back line in this whole area. Why did I get rid of the ladders that were here? I don't remember. How are we going? 88 degrees. It's getting close to turning into steam. Now, did they ever... Good, looks like they got rid of those bits. So now we want to run our radiator pipes. And then we want to run our insulated pipes. Good. Now, how about all of this as a priority? I want you to do this part so that we can try. And what have we got here? We've got chlorine at 100 degrees. How hot are these steam turbines? they're only 100 degrees, so to start with we might actually just try cooling the passive location that's already there. Oh, that's right, and so this up here is going to be our input pipe. So I was going to put these bridges on the wrong way around, but we want that way around because our input pipe is here. Okay, they can continue doing that. Up here, good, the pipe is in place. I don't, as I said, I think power, that's fine. We can worry about that connection. Oh, they hadn't actually built that one piece there. Yep, good. So we are getting very close to being able to use this space. If we are going to try to use this space though, we need to put something in. So let's put, in fact, I think I'm probably going to use mesh tiles pretty much throughout. And I think first priority is going to be getting a metal refinery in. This here, if we remove that ladder, remove that piece of heavy watt wire and put a heavy watt joint plate, then we'll be able to use this whole shelf. 96 degrees. When we get steam, I'm just hoping that it doesn't break our petroleum here with the sudden influx of lots of pressure. But we'll find out soon. Good. Looks like we've got all of that in place. They're working away at getting the rest. Good. Now, I changed the plan, didn't I? I'm not using that. Well, I could use that. Yeah, okay, I'm going to use that just because it's currently hooked up and we need to get these steam turbines up and running sooner rather than later. I'm going to babysit it and make sure that we don't start getting other gases into this because we want just hydrogen in the steam turbine section here. And right there we're already getting alternate gases. But what is this? This is something like 50 kilos, or 25 kilos of hydrogen. So let's see how we go with filling up this space with hydrogen with just what we've collected so far. Interesting that it's only going to get to about 1 kilo. Let's take a quick look at what's this. Okay, so it's about 50 tiles. So if we're... Why is there carbon dioxide in here? You idiots. Why has someone been breathing? Still, carbon dioxide will get pushed to the bottom, but that's... Oh, it probably leaked in from here when that was open. Yeah, when I opened that to put the heavy watt joint plate in. But it's too late, we've already got steam coming in. So we're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, I want you to remove that now. Good. And put a heavy watt joint plate right there as a priority. Go. Someone do that so we can get the power back online. Hydrochlorothiazide, good. Perfect. Disable by automation group. Oh, there we go, cool. And how are we going over here? We are close. They should be able to build those. I want you to build those. Okay, build all of these. And those. Is anyone going to... Yes. Good. Okay. Let's just check that this is all hooked up correctly. Printables. Missed that. We've still got over 250,000 kcals worth of food, so we are... I think we really should consider getting some more duplicates. We've only got 13 at the moment. The one thing I did notice though was if we take a quick look over here at our colony summary, Home Sweet Home, we're actually meeting all of the requirements, the morale, the population, etc. to get Home Sweet Home. We just need to build a great monument. To build a great monument is going to require us to, I think furniture, here we go, us to get steel and obsidian, but obsidian is fine. We just need a chunk of steel. We need ceramic, plastic and steel, and we need glass, diamond and steel. So we've already got diamond, glass and steel. We can make both of those once we've got our industrial sauna up and running, and so we can look to get our great monument up and running probably right here sooner rather than later to try to get that Home Sweet Home achievement, and then we can worry about expanding our duplicate population is what I think that's what I think the plan is going to be. This is all done. The coolant is already sitting there, so let's disconnect this, connect it to there, connect that to there, and it should start flowing. Perfect, which will then bring the temperature down. It should do. This is 20 degree. Degree. It's like it's not sharing its heat particularly well, is how I would describe it. I think it's starting to just barely pull them down below 100. We're at least getting a little bit of water flashing here, which means we should be able to pull some of the heat out of the hydrogen here, which it looks like is happening as well. How long until this is dormant? 37 seconds, okay. So we should get some hydrogen power online fairly soon, and I think we're still doing alright with the heat geothermal, but we definitely are, like we're down to 1100, 1300 sort of degrees Celsius in the igneous rock here. So it's definitely a concern. At some point this is just going to stop working. So it would be nice to have this hydrogen up and running again, as well as which we'll of course have the heat coming from in here. What is going on? 101 degrees. Empty pipe. Oh, I see. It's because the pipes managed to... but we can easily fill it up, can't we? Let's do this. Let's run a pipe to there and add some more fluid. Good. Now, meanwhile over here, these are just barely sort of sitting at 100, 93, 94. I think ideal would be swapping out the gas that's in here, but there's 91 grams worth of gas. So let's see what we can do about clearing up the ground here and building a bypass so that we can go over the top with our duplicates. I'm pretty sure we can open up that space. We won't open that space, but it looks like it'll be safe to when we try to. But once we've got that in place and cleaned out this floor, we should then hopefully be able to build a couple of walls and put some hydrogen down here as well to try to work on keeping this place a bit cold. And interestingly, there of course is some hydrogen sitting right there that we're going to be able to access very easily. So let's let the Dupeflix keep working on that, and meanwhile over here we've got plenty of normal water mixed with brine. We probably have a chunk of salt sitting around. Does brine turn into salt and water when it... Oh, there we go, there's some salt. Perfect. And possibly people are coming and grabbing it immediately, because otherwise I don't know where the salt was going. But we're quickly filling the room here with steam, and the steam will then reach the turbines. We're wound up with 800 grams of hydrogen in here per spot. I think ideal is going to be bringing some more hydrogen up. But that's going to take a little bit of time of them doing jobs. I think we can probably get rid of this setup up here, just because I mean, there is plenty of hydrogen there. It would just be a matter of dumping what's in the tubes. But dumping what's in the tubes is a lot harder than just using this pure hydrogen that's coming out. Yeah, I think we'll get them to deconstruct that temporary system there, because this one here is just going to require being watched over and over and over again. Whereas I think it's just easier to ignore that space. Because we've got plenty of duplicates who are able to help out here. Utilising is sitting idle up top because she's run out of jobs to do. Looks like everyone up here would have to be groomed then. Groomed and happy. So is there any jobs up here we want to give Utilising to do? Arguably we could tell her to start digging out this space. There's plenty of diamonds there which we will want to use for our monument. There's a couple of oil reservoirs. There's one there. I think there was another one that I saw, where this here will also become a job for her to do, or for the people that are living up here to do. So let's do this. Let's put a door, a normal pneumatic door, right here. Good, Utilising was already going to do that job. Perfect. And then this door, nobody's allowed through except for Utilising, and then we'll let her just work away on cleaning out this whole space. Once she's done ranching. Sandstone, I think there's granite sitting in here. Do we have access to sandstone? We've got fossil, we've got igneous rock. It's probably actually better to make this out of igneous rock and use the material that's in the location. And then she will definitely be able to actually access it. So let's go here, igneous rock, there. And where was it? It was right here. Perfect, and then that gives her a job to do while she's busy not ranching. Perfect. And we pop back down here, there you go, 97.3 degrees, 98, steam temperature below 125. Good, so we're getting to a point where they're turning on and off just because there's not enough heat coming in, as opposed to because they're overheating. This one's still overheating, but hopefully it will sort itself out. Why is there nowhere to dump all this stuff? You These are going to be full again. Empty that, copy those settings the whole way across, and then you can have anything I tell you to sweep. Perfect. And now the duplicates should be able to go down, collect the stuff that's in here, and clear that space out so that we can close it in. And I think we actually probably want to make this whole area insulated so that the temperature in here manages to stay separate from the temperature outside. But looks like we're doing good at getting all of our steam in here. What do we got? 1 kilo of steam, 100 grams of carbon dioxide, and we've still got a whole lot more water to turn into steam. The steam is still flashing back and forward, so we still need to dump a whole lot more heat into here to turn it into a stable only steam. But the cooling loop is in place now for our... Has this gone dormant? No. It just happens to be idle. The... Let's see, muckroot or gold? Gold tends to be more useful. Okay, so we've got a cooling loop now for our steam turbines over here on the hydrogen. We are also trying to pull some heat out of the... pull heat out of the oil biome over there as well. What have we got? 8 degrees. Looks like they're all over the shop. 19, 20, 9, 29, yeah. I think it was pretty much roughly at exactly the point where it was a problem, but then here, it's all, oh, no, there you go, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, seems to be a bit all over the shop even there. Okay, so, but we've got steam everywhere here. We've got steam here taking control of the hydrogen and allowing us to actually pull the hydrogen out of here and even get our hydrogen generators up top working again. And we've got another 35 cycles until that hydrogen vent turns itself off. We have access to this hydrogen here. And in fact, let's do this. Let's connect that into there, because we want to siphon off a whole lot of this hydrogen, and we aren't as concerned about losing the power supply at the moment. It's more important to make sure that this room stays a nice solid cool temperature. Speaking of, is it actually connected? It is not yet connected, so we want to also run a pipe that way. In fact, that doesn't work, does it? Okay, deconstruct this. I think we'll see what we can do about getting... There you go. About getting the cooling line. Cool the steam turbines first, and then go try to cool everything else. It does mean that this water could get potentially hot that gets taken out elsewhere, but given that it's only cooling the oil biome at the moment, even if this wound up getting to 60-70 degrees, it would still be providing cooling for these steam turbines, and potentially even, I think at this point it would actually be dumping its heat into the oil biome over there. But I think, okay, I want you all to dig out this space. Yeah, clean up this space. Once I've cleaned this out, I'll then enclose there. Okay, so we need to get rid of this one as well. And then we can route the hydrogen down to there. Idle. Okay. There's just not enough hydrogen in here. Yeah, that Atmos sensor is the issue. Okay, I think we don't actually need this particular wall or these ladders, because if we do need to get back in here, I think we're going to go in from where this reservoir is, because we're going to close in this space and we want to be able to use this oil reservoir in future as well. So so steam, and up here she looks like she has started to dig, I think. Or was that already dug out? I don't... Because it was already at least dug out to here. Yeah, okay. Maybe she hasn't started there. She... Where did she go? Where's the torvstone gone? Oh, there we go. She's currently on some personal time. Perfect. But once she is happy that the ranches are under control, she should then hopefully come down here and start it. She probably can't. Yeah, she doesn't have the skill required. So, at that point, the question is, do we bring a digger up here? How many diggers do we even have in the base? I think that's a problem. That's a problem for later. For now, what we could do is, well, the torvstone doesn't actually need to be the only person who's allowed through here. If we just change this to everyone is allowed through, then someone will come in and start clearing that out. We can worry about finding a job for a torvstone later. Where were we here? So, steam is getting to the point that it's pushing the carbon dioxide out of the way now, and even some of the carbon dioxide is managing to filter its way down to the bottom, it looks like, because the steam should displace it once the steam is solidly in place. The water here, we've still got over a ton of brine sitting there, so there's still plenty of water that's still trying to be heated up by this steam turbine, and we are still pulling the heat out of our steam turbine here. 17 degrees. There you go, 87, 97. Looks like they've managed to clean out the floor, so let's deconstruct that. Priority 9. And then we're going to want a heavy joint plate right there. Good. And then build a heavy joint plate right now. Copper ore is sitting there awaiting delivery of copper ore. I want someone to go in and build it, please. Hydro, when you are done. Okay, fine. Do I? Yes, I care about it. Fine. Someone open this up, someone clean up that copper, and then I will close it back in and we will start dumping hydrogen into here, at which point this should get to being a much colder temperature overall and should then be nice and well controlled. That said, that's something I'm going to do between episodes because we're very much at the wrapping up point, but happy that we have quite a decent steam room going here, and this steam room means that we're going to be able to start putting in things like our metal refineries and and it looks like our vacuum here has not been impacted, so we still I wonder, given its vacuum, I think that the heavy watt wire and ladder, I think, aren't changing temperature, and so they're not transmitting heat. The only thing here that can transmit heat is the insulated tiles of the abyssalite. The abyssalite basically doesn't, or in fact doesn't at all. And this is ceramic. We would need actual insulation in order to stop it completely from transmitting any heat. But it's the best we can do at the moment, and multiple layers of abyssalite should help. As well as which, if we got rid of this one piece here, then that would become a vacuum between them, and they wouldn't even be able to transfer heat between. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dig that out, at which point it will be impossible for heat to transfer between the two sides here, because that's all vacuum on the inside. Perfect. Very happy that we've got our steam room made now for our industrial sauna, with all of our carbon dioxide travelling down, or alternatively it looks like it's actually... What's happening here? That piece disappeared. There's 4 grams worth of carbon dioxide there. Oh, here we go. It managed to reappear. And 1 gram worth there. I think most of the carbon dioxide has managed to actually get itself deleted. Probably, I did see some of it filter its way down here, and then looked like maybe it was being deleted when this was turning into steam. So I think we might have actually successfully cleared out most of the carbon dioxide that was in here, even if completely by accident. So, and if there's only a couple of trace, there you go, that piece that was down there has been deleted as well. So I think we've got a pure steam room there, or we will fairly soon, which very happy about, especially given that that was just accidental. So steam room ready now to, it's currently a sauna, we just need to turn it into an industrial sauna. Over here we have basically gotten control now of we have gotten control of the cooling here for the steam turbines, which means that we've properly tamed this hydrogen vent, which was previously broken. And then it's just going, and we are maxed out on temperature up here, on hydrogen up here, and so we can then go and pull all of that hydrogen back. And we're going to try to fill in this room up here, and 2, the hydrogen generators will be able to eat the rest of it once this room is pretty happy that it's full of hydrogen. So I effectively, just got proper control of this hydrogen vent and made a room full of steam. But that room full of steam, it means we can now, next episode, look at getting our actual industry up and running and turn this sauna into an industrial sauna. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.